Life in the Treetops by Nalini M. Nadkarni, ecologist. Climb with me to discover what lives at the top of Costa Rica's cloud forest. Thank you. The deep roars of howler monkeys fill the treetops. The sun is just beginning to rise. The monkeys stretch in the tree branches high above me. Their loud calls signal others to stay away, but the call tells me to start hiking. Fog drifts around the trees. I step across the squishy ground. Wet, lacy ferns brush my legs as I hike through the dim forest. The towering trees make me feel small. I search for just the right tree. I need one that will help me reach the canopy in this cloud forest. The canopy is like a roof that forms when branches of trees grow into one another. This roof of branches makes shade that darkens the forest floor. Many plants and animals make the canopy their home. When I first started exploring the canopy, people knew little about it. The treetops were hard to reach safely without damaging the trees. We still know less about the canopy than most other parts of our planet. Getting to the top. To get to the canopy, I climb a tree. The trees are tall, so I invented a tool to help me. It combines a slingshot and a fishing reel. First, I attach the lead weight to a fishing line. I aim the slingshot and shoot the weight over a sturdy branch. The weight sails over the branch. The weight falls back to the ground and brings the fishing line with it. Next, I tie a strong cord to the fishing line. I use the reel to pull the cord over the branch. Finally, I use the cord to pull my climbing rope over the branch. I tie one end of it to the trunk. Now I'm ready to go up. Into the canopy. I step into a pair of leg loops like rock climbers use. Then I strap myself into a seat harness. I hold onto special metal clamps with one-way teeth that bite into the rope. I move the clamps upward one at a time. Climbing like this lets me stop and rest. I can take time to study what I'm seeing. This way of climbing also doesn't damage the trees, which is important to me, and it keeps me from touching the tree trunk. Some of the trees have painful spines, stinging insects, or snakes lurking on them. I can climb quickly, too. Soon, I'm sitting on a tree branch over 10 stories above the ground. Now I have the rest of the day to explore the treetop canopy. There's a caption. Moist air from the ocean moves up the mountains where it cools to form thick clouds. I've spent more than 30 years studying the cloud forest canopy in Costa Rica. This is the ecologist who wrote the article. A world on a branch. I get to work investigating the leafy world around me. I look for epiphytes, or plants that grow on other plants. Many kinds of epiphytes can grow on a single tree branch. I find mosses, lichens, ferns, and orchids. Bromeliads grow here too. Bromeliads are plants with stiff leaves shaped like a pineapple top. Even woody shrubs grow on the branches of cloud forest trees. Trees give epiphytes a place where they can reach sunlight. Epiphytes make their own food and take in nutrients from the air. Their leaves and roots absorb moisture from rainwater and moist air. The roots and stems of the epiphytes grow together to form a mat on a branch. Epiphytes break down when they die. This forms a type of soil called humus. The humus is spongy and can hold a lot of water and nutrients. I discovered that tiny roots from the mat-covered tree branches grow from the mat-covered tree branches into the epiphyte mat. So the mats help trees. The tree rootlets take in water and nutrients that help the tree grow. Miniature forests. The epiphytes and humus around them form a tiny treetop ecosystem. It's like a miniature forest with soil, plants, animals, and even their predators. Many creatures creep and crawl in the leaves and humus. I find earthworms, snails, slugs, millipedes, beetles, and lots of ants. Other animals prowl around looking for food. I see centipedes, spiders, as well as birds and lizards and tree-dwelling mammals. teeming with life. Many kinds of birds hunt for food among the epiphytes. The hummingbirds are some of my favorite. They hover over bromeliads sipping nectar. Other birds eat fruit or pick insects off the epiphytes' leaves. Often I see shiny pools of water in tank epiphytes. The thick leaves of some bromeliads overlap tightly. They form pools that hold rain and dew. Small insects live in the pools. Some kinds of tree frogs lay their eggs in them. The tadpoles stay in the pools until they become adults. That way, the tadpoles are safe from predators. This colorful stink bug is one of many insects that live in the cloud forest canopy. A green-crowned, brilliant hummingbird feeds on nectar from a ginger flower. Here's a lemur frog. Epiphytes cover the branch of this cloud forest tree. Tiny animals live and hunt for food among the leaves. So in here is a tree branch, and then plants grow off of the tree branch, because up here at the top of the tree is where they can get to the sun. Between earth and sky. In the early mornings, low clouds cover the trees in the canopy. By noon, some of the mist at the top of the forest clears, but the clouds never go away completely. The clouds supply water for the epiphytes in the trees. Cloud forest trees are unusual. They take in water through roots like other trees, but they take in water through their leaves too. When I'm near the top of a tree, I watch and listen. I might see a flock of colorful parrots fly past me, or a harpy eagle may soar high above as it searches for a monkey to eat. Close by, an emerald toucanet picks berries from a woody epiphyte. Many canopy animals live their entire lives on the branches and trunks of trees. Most rarely go down to the forest floor. Capuchin monkeys leap from branch to branch. Powerful ocelots wait to catch them. Long-armed sloths cling to the branches with their strong claws. Green algae grow on their fur. This helps sloths hide in the leaves of the canopies. They look like they are part plant. Back to the forest floor. After a full day of observing and collecting samples, it's time for me to return to the forest floor. I hear the howler monkeys calling out again as night approaches. I pack up my gear and slowly lower myself to the ground. I hike back to my cloud forest home. The nighttime songs of insects, frogs, and birds fill my ears. I can hardly wait for tomorrow and my next climb into the canopy. This brown-throated sloth spends most of its life in the treetops. Scientists reach the treetops in many ways. They use ladders, raised walkways, hot air balloons, helicopters, floating rafts, even hang gliders. I use a portable wooden platform. Word-wise, bromeliad, a plant with stiff leaves shaped like a pineapple top. Canopy, the high, dense treetops of the cloud forest. Epiphyte, a plant that often grows on other plants and gets nutrients and moisture from air and rain. The end.